Spin, baby, spin. Hello, YouTube. Well, what do you know? 4 days, and Trump has been apparently cured from coronavirus. I told you guys, now I don't like to be, of course, no one wants to speak badly on nobody's in the hospital, right? Nobody wants nobody to be dying from coronavirus. But I said from the beginning, this man is going to come out of this thing saying that he is been cured. He has been the first one to try, because he's the only one that's tried all of these combination therapies, right? So if he were to suddenly not have coronavirus anymore, that means that he's cured coronavirus. So I want to read you the direct tweet from this morning. I know a lot of you have already seen it, but a lot of you are at work or you're driving in cars. So let me tell you what he said. This is from Trump today on Twitter. I will be leaving the great Walter Reed Medical Center today at 6:30 p.m. Feeling really good! Exclamation point. Don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life. We have developed under the Trump administration some really great drugs and knowledge. I feel better than I did 20 years ago. Spin, baby, spin. So, Trump, you probably feel better than you did 20 years ago because you also shot up with steroids. That's why you feel better, honey. Trump is doing just what I was afraid he was going to do. He's going to try some Hail Mary pass, this October surprise, and now he's the first person by these therapies that has been cured from coronavirus. How in the hell you getting diagnosed with coronavirus on Thursday? You go into the hospital on Friday. Saturday, you're feeling better. Sunday, you take a trip around the block to show the people, your supporters, like you're the queen or somebody. Monday, you're out. It's over with. All your doctors, those poor doctors, how many careers is he going to ruin? How many reputations are going to be ruined because of Trump? Because they're obviously just mouthpieces to what he tells them to do. Any important questions they're avoiding. Only questions they're answering are questions that make him sound like he is cured. So, you people don't believe me? You think I'm too stupid to have an opinion? Watch. Right before this election now, we got a month to go. All we're going to hear about is how fantastic these drugs are. Remember, everyone in science and medical field was saying that these drugs were not ready, they were not tested. Well, guess what? They just got tested on the president of the United States. If he only had a slight cold, a cough, why did he need all these desperation type medications? He took all three of them at the same time. There's a very good chance that Trump doesn't even have coronavirus. It's 50-50. We got to just guess, right? Because it's a good, either he has got exposed to coronavirus and all these people who are coming raising their hand, I got it. There's a chance that they all just got coronavirus and they're just spending it to their benefit, right? But there's also a chance that this is his boy's Hail Mary pass. Biggest hoax in political history, which is always what he likes. The biggest, the best, never heard it before, all that kind of stuff, right? Why is he walking around now he's supposed to be in the midst of this disease? He's going back home, walking around like nothing ever happened. There is one explanation. What if nothing ever did happen? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, people. I don't believe that the New York Times and Washington Post and all the television they all are tricked by one of Trump's stunts. So that's why I say it's a possibility that he does have this just a spin. But why are they pushing all these drugs? He was nowhere near needing any of these drugs. Why would you give the president of the United States experimental drugs, 3 of them at the same time, if he don't really need them? He only has mild symptoms. You would give them all of them? I mean, shouldn't they be approved by some agency to use? You've never used them on all 3 drugs on one person in the same damn day. He's only in there 2 days. Come out, he's miraculous now. I think he's high on steroids myself, but whatever. Just keep watching, people. All this happening when he's supposed to be out there campaigning. Look at this. Look at all the attention putting on Trump right now. I'm just saying, he's the one that's a conspiracy theorist. He's the one that had all that smoke for Barack Obama. So why can't we question his motives and what his actions? Now he's exposing people to this damn thing. He's going to go back to the White House. Apparently he's still contagious. The doctor make it sound like he's ready to run a marathon. Whatever. He's exposing these people in the cars, exposing these people in helicopters. Of course, in helicopters, confined space again. You're exposing all these people. You're going back to the White House. Of course, all the people, all the servants and people working there, they're going to be exposed. You got all these people, these senators and all these people, they're all exposed. And he had the nerve to come here talking about don't be afraid of corona. You see what I mean? You see the connection? Why are you telling people don't be afraid of corona? Because it just got cured on you, Trump? Is that the strategy? I'm calling bullshit, people. I told you anything that happened within the first 30 days, last 30 days of the election, it's all spin and it's all political. I don't believe no coincidence 30 days from the election. So he's managed to change the conversation from his bigotry and his refusal to denounce white supremacy and especially all of his financial shenanigans. I just went on to the internet and see they have on the internet his net worth being listed at $3.1 billion. Well, if you worth $3.1 billion, Trump, why can't you pay these people their money? The ones you owe. Is it really true that you owe the government $100 million? Can't you just cut them a check if you got 3.1 billion? When he was running, he said he had 11 billion. So he lost 9 billion since he's been in office. What's all these billions? I'm just saying. Hi, babies. How y'all doing today? Oh, it's a beautiful day here in San Francisco. I got my ballot today, so I'll be voting today. We're accustomed to that, so we always vote by mail here anyway. But I will definitely be putting it in the mailbox today. It takes a little bit. I mean, you can vote Trump out 5 minutes, but you got to go through the whole thing because we need also to have control of local things, senators. You got to vote the whole ticket, right? So we'll take some time out today and get that done and get it into the mailbox if it's still there. Let's not assume, people. Don't wait till the last minute. You're right, Angie Dickinson. It doesn't make sense. Too many coincidences, baby. And he's still walking around. I guess this coronavirus knocking everybody else on their ass. So what are you saying, Trump? Are these miracle drugs, these unapproved drugs, have you just approved them by taking them? Why are they giving you all these heavy-duty drugs you're supposed to take on your deathbed? They're giving you not only 1, but 3. And you come out here hollering about, oh, my administration has come up with all of these fantastic drugs. Let me read that tweet again. I will be leaving the great Walter Reed Medical Center today at 6:30. Feeling really good! Exclamation point. Don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life. We have developed under the Trump administration some really great drugs and knowledge. I feel better than I did 20 years ago. This dude is shameless. You're shameless, Trump. You have been miraculously cured. Why do they got to feel like they have to hide all of these vitals on you, Trump? Only vitals they'll share is something that makes you feel like you're healthy. But all the vital things that they're asking you, your doctors are denying, are claiming whatever, HIPAA or whatever the thing is, where they can't share information. Trump, either you have a light case of coronavirus and you put all these experimental drugs, and then you're going to be claiming that you done cured. You say your administration. So the drugs were not developed by all these scientists have been working around the clock for last year. It was your administration that did it. Didn't you fight against these people the whole damn time, Trump? Didn't you fight against masks the whole time? Against social distancing the whole time? Against all the scientists the whole time? Didn't you set Fauci down, basically? Well, we can barely even hear him unless we go online. Didn't you do all these things, Trump? Didn't you have these when you first started having these little press conferences in the morning? Didn't you use that time for just political garbage? Didn't you waste all that time? Didn't you not let the doctors speak, the scientists speak? Didn't you contradict everything they said? And now it's the Trump administration who developed all these fantastic drugs, and now you're cured. That's the spin, people. That's what I think the spin is going to be. They're going to be saying that, yes, coronavirus has dominated this whole year. And at the very last minute, the very last month, all of a sudden, Trump gets the disease, takes all the drugs, and now he's cured. He's got to be presenting like he's cured now. I got to go back to the White House. I got to walk around, all that kind of stuff, right? He had to go around and show them, oh, look at me, look at me. Yeah, we can look at you, especially if you never had corona in the first place. All these people, you are in charge of all of them, right? So basically, the hospital, all of the people in the White House, all of those spokesmen, all these people who are coming forward to say they got exposed to corona, they all work for you, Trump. They all saying exactly what you tell them to say. There was confusion there because sometimes they were saying different opposing views. You didn't expect that because you were giving all the orders. And so it sounded like they're contradicting each other. So what happens? You pop out the goddamn hospital. I ain't feeling no more for Trump. No, Trump. There's a whole lot of people in this America that I need to be praying for other than your ass. I don't believe you. You're a scammer. This is starting to stink. There's flies in the buttermilk. But you watch. I'm only guessing now. We're only guessing. We're just YouTubers. We ain't nobody. I'm only guessing now. He's going to make this big thing about this drugs that he took. You watch. Remember now, nobody else is taking them. Only 10 people in the world has ever taken the primary drug, who he going to get a dose of right before he leaves the hospital. Isn't the whole point for you to be under supervision while you're taking these treatments? Didn't you claim to take that other drug, hydroxychloroquine? You say, oh, you took it. I took it every day. That got abandoned because of the ridiculousness of it. When every scientist that says it don't work, it ain't worth shit. It has more risk involved. But you didn't experience anything bad from it, right, Trump? Could it be because you never took it in the first damn place? Did anybody see you take it? All right, people, I got my rant off this morning. How y'all doing today? I don't know what's wrong with this damn thing. This microphone just makes all this noise. Okay. I think, y'all hear that? When you hit the thing, I might have turned the microphone up a little bit. Tell me, can you still hear me? Somebody just say if my voice is still, because I know I'm hollering and screaming at the goddamn microphone. Can you hear me, people? Yes. Okay. That's all I need. So we're just watching and listening and waiting. He's not above it, people. He is not above another scam. Donald Trump has been scamming since he was a child. Why would he be different now? I could feel compassion for him if I saw him sick. If I saw him landed, he did better to prove his story if he laid in the bed with gowns on and tubes like everybody else has to do. Remember all those people that died, them 210,000 people? What they had to go through? How in the hell are you walking around 2 days in 3 days? It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Vote for Donald Trump. He's cured coronavirus. He didn't waste not one moment trying to take credit for these drugs. He's always trying to say that something was a cure. Hydroxychloroquine. Then he said even these cleaning products and these lights, they're going to put infrared lights in there and boil your guts. He came up with that one right off the fly, right at the microphone. He's always been claiming that there's a cure right around the corner. Now, all of a sudden, he himself He's going through all these theatrics, all this going to the hospital, all this. I mean, you were only actually in the hospital 2 days, Trump. Let's get you, because you were riding around yesterday. Yeah, it's a miracle. People, am I way too far off? I mean, nobody's going to know, because even I checked every channel: ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC. Not one of them can give you a definitive answer about this man. They don't know what the hell to believe. They're walking around like chickens with their head cut off. That means there must be some kind of flies in the soup, honey. Why can't it just be straightforward? Here's what happened. Here's what's wrong. Here's what's going on. He's staying in the hospital a couple extra days for precautionary. No, they don't know any more than we know on YouTube. There's trickeration. There's him trying to control the narrative right before the election. Whose plan was this? It seems like to me it might be because if he was just getting mild, moderate symptoms, I think Trump, this close to an election, would just try to hide it. He just tried to go into his apartment for a few days and wait it out. I don't believe he would be this forthcoming. He ain't been this forthcoming about nothing. He's not terribly sick. He's been walking ever since we saw him, right? I think he would have tried to hide it if he had a moderate case of this coronavirus. I mean, the whole course is only 14 days, right? But no, he's all out about it. And now the whole world's been talking about Donald Trump for the last 4 or 5 crucial days. These are crucial days. Every moment counts. He's completely changed the narrative. So I don't really go off into conspiracy theories, but if there was ever one person on this planet who would deserve people having ideas, strange ideas, is Donald Trump, after all the harm he's caused. Somebody lying. See, when you ain't lying, you ain't got to, your stories ain't got to match up. You don't got to meet up and have meetings and shit, make sure you're all saying the same thing. You got to get back in that seat of power. When you're telling the truth, you ain't got to coordinate anything, honey. Like Kellyanne Conway. Now the other woman. What's the other woman? Her name is similar. Kelly McEnany. She's the spokesman, right? Today she announced that now she's positive coronavirus. All the people who ride the hardest for him, all of these people, Kellyanne Conway, all these people who ride so hard for Trump, they all of a sudden they all admit, I got it too. Whose instruction? Who is instructing them all to come out? Because they never come out about anything. Everything's a secret in their White House. Just pay attention, people. That's all I'm saying. Pay attention and do not let your vote be influenced by no trickeration. We've already made up our minds. Like he has to go out there and show the people, those handful of trailer people out front of the hospital. Oh, I'm still alive. Look, I'm still walking around. You should just tell them the truth. It's all been a hoax. It's the greatest one ever pulled. No one's ever done it before. Oh, I'm great. Look, they're like Trump. I got to let them see my face. Trump, you were messing up your own goddamn hoax, honey. All you had to do was go in the hospital and lay down and shut up for 5 days. You couldn't do that. It wouldn't surprise me if he's got ties to that pharmaceutical company. Could you imagine how much money that company's going to make if they actually have a cure or treatment for coronavirus? You can't say that it's a vaccine, because a vaccine is a prophylactic. It's for before you get it, so you won't get it, right? I use the analogy the other day is they've been working on a vaccine for HIV for the last 20 years, right? A vaccine is not going to help me because I already have HIV. It's only going to have people who don't have it. It's a prophylactic, right? They have PrEP, stuff like that. But as far as the vaccine, they still don't have a vaccine for HIV. But anyway, even if they did have one, it wouldn't have any effect on me. So if he's already got coronavirus, And he's already symptomatic. One say symptomatic, one say not symptomatic, one say he's touch and go for the next 3 days. Whatever. When you're all lying, you got to fix your lie together. You got to coordinate your lies. That's why you got to get back in the White House, back in the driver's seat. Anyway, a vaccine wouldn't help him. So we can't call that a vaccine. Whatever this treatment he's taking. 3 at the same. Why would you give a president of the United States, a person in charge of the U.S. military, experimental drugs? 3 of them. It's really easy to cure it if you never had it. Just watch the time, people. Watch the timetable. I'm voting to, let me go. Should I go get my evidence? I got my ballot today. I'm voting today. It's already started, people. How are we going to trust all this shit going on in the White House right now? Now we got presidents being rushed to hospitals and rushed back and miraculously cured from diseases and all this shit. We got all this shit. And then we got all these people. I got it too. They all volunteering now. Why have they been volunteering? This ain't the first time somebody in that White House got coronavirus. It's ridiculous to think so. All them rallies he's been having, the people have been getting coronavirus. They kept it all hush-hush until right now, right before the election. I would hope no Democrats are stupid enough to fall for that shit. There ain't no reason to vote nobody in because they're half dead. Something strange. Something got a hold on me. Whatever it is, can't leave it alone. No. Where I get that song from? I think it might be Al Green. All right. I'm ignoring all the children. What am I ignoring you for? Hey, Princess A, Lady D Jones, Donette Webster. How you guys? Sable Winters, Angie Dickinson. Thank you, Angie Dickinson. Yeah, participate. It doesn't make sense. There's something wrong. He is the Antichrist. Well, there's the answer. 'Tis too much. 'Tis too much. 'Tis too much. Says he is the Antichrist. Break it down then, honey. Speak your mind. Cured 100%. Wow, I'm doing great. Fantastic. Don't be afraid of it. So basically, he's saying the same thing he was saying before he got the goddamn thing. Don't be afraid of it. My administration, we've got miracle cures. Oh, it's a miracle. When he was in the hospital, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. He must have said miracle 3 times in one sentence. Oh, yes, they do exactly what he says. Sometimes that doctor, I feel sorry for the doctor because sometimes his words weren't even his words. You can tell it came right out of the mouth of Trump. Anything of any significance, he's denying. Because those questions would then, he would be, first of all, perjuring himself. I don't know how they do it with doctors, but he would be saying something that wasn't true. It would prove that he ain't never had no goddamn coronavirus. That he ain't trying to hide the low or high numbers. He's trying to hide that their numbers exist at all. Stunt queen. That's what he is. Let me see if Miss Cortana could tell me that. I always turn the girl off because she picks up words when you're not asking for her to. One second here. Let me see. What is a stunt queen?
I'm not sure I understood that.
God damn it. Stunt queen.
Here's a list from honeybeesui.com for start queen.
That's a start queen. Stunt.
I found this for you.
Nope. Stunt queen.
Here's what I found.
Well, they ain't gonna give it to us about the queen part. A stunt is an unusual and difficult physical feat or act require us a different kind of stunt. Well, it's still a stunt. This is a very amazing thing to make the whole country believe something's not real. That's a stunt. Hey, RJ Supreme. It's called BS. It's amazing how gullible people are, though. We just accept whatever he says, even though we know he's about to lose. He was losing it in every poll. Every poll put Trump behind. He gives this damn debate. No one's pleased with it, even his own people. They feel like he just exemplified the fact that he's a bully. He won't let anybody else talk. He has no answers to any real questions. The next day, Hope Hicks, I got coronavirus. What was it? 12 hours later, oh, I got it too. Then all of his closest people, I got it too. I got it too. Oh, I got it too. Oh, mild symptoms. Oh, they're getting a helicopter. Oh, he's being flown into. It's so dramatic. If you had put this in a novel, it would not be believable. Your publisher would tell you, no, this is too far out. Not 30 days to the election. This is the kind of shit you see in them cheesy movies. Cheesy ass movies. You see stunts like this, honey. Usually comedies. Hi, Jason Bourne. The spin, baby. Everything is being spun. Why can't he just sit his ass down for at least 5 days so he can pretend he took this drug? I don't see Trump as being that bold a person to be taking all these experimental drugs. He says he said he took whatever. So if he took hydrochloride, notified, or whatever that shit was called, he said he took a whole course of that, right? So why did he catch coronavirus? Wasn't that drug disproven by literally every scientist on the planet? So now he got another drug, and he has to try all three of them. He said, oh, he just had a little sniffle. No big deal. Don't make a big deal. Don't let it ruin your life. Yeah, you're taking experimental. I don't think they should even use experimental drugs on a president. What the fuck is that? If it's experiment, that means he can kill his ass, right? You doing 3 at a time? Girl. I told you he would try anything, but I was waiting. I was saying, wait, something's going to happen. When I start watching, I like the early one, Morning Joe. I like Morning Joe. They always have all these charts, right? And they had Trump behind in every poll taken. He was behind. He was behind in Fox News polls. Then I said, watch, something's going to happen. Next day, all hell breaks loose. You would have done better, Trump, to show me you out on the stretcher, honey. You up walking around in your saying, don't they get bored with them suits? I mean, goddamn, they got so mad at Obama because he wore a light colored suit. Like they got to wear all the exact same clothes. All he changes the tie. Ooh, that's got to be a boring life. That's what they do it though. They got a blue suit and a brown. No, they got usually what is it? Blue and a black suit for funerals. He's so vain that he's still trying to look good, going like a 74-year-old man gonna look good under any condition. He's still trying to look good, getting in and out of the helicopter. He got to look good getting in the hospital. He got to look good in the hospital room. He got to look good. No, you would have done better to look sick so we would believe you, Trump. He couldn't even go through his own scam. Don't y'all put that shit in your body. Oh, no, honey. Let them finish their tests. Don't go by what Trump says. This dude does not care about you. He don't even care about his own followers. He got them all packed together. Then he got his own damn family sitting in the front row. Well, they already told you that Hope Hicks was positive and she been flying with you guys. Wouldn't you think he would at least want to protect his own family? Wouldn't his own family have a mask on? They show at that debate, all of them sitting there, and then they offered masks, and they refused to take them. You see, this is not an accident. They're telling all these people you don't have to wear a mask. Doing that while this woman is already tested positive, the timelines are all fucked up. The next day you announce that you have coronavirus. Why ain't they got coronavirus? They're on the front row and they're sitting up in the plane with you, and a helicopter with you, and car with you, limousine with you, in the house with you. Why didn't your children, none of them get coronavirus? Right? But I knew there was a chance that these people have been exposed to coronavirus. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to sit in my family in the front row with no mask on. There's no way in hell. I wouldn't even have them there. Even if I don't want to save myself, I'd save my family, I would think. So he's telling people now, don't be afraid. Oh, there's a cure. Like somebody wants to be laid up in the bed 2 and 3 months with tubes coming out their ass. Because you said, my dad, oh, there's a cure. It's almost here. We're going to have it before the election. Or they say maybe even a little before the election. What happened the next day? The stocks were, okay. Is that true, Mr. Sudi? The company that made this cocktail that he took, the stocks were sky high. Oh, they're going to be really high. This is global. This is all over the world. There are countries that got bigger populations than us. India is having a horrible time. Can you imagine the amount of money being made? I bet he could clear up some of that $1 billion in debt real quick. Expect anything, people. You want to put a reality star, somebody who just plays a billionaire on television? Put him in charge of the whole damn government? Don't be surprised about anything. At first, I said, well, let's still be compassionate if somebody is sick. But now, the further we go along with this thing, the more I'm beginning to suspect that this is all bullshit. So I'll have the joy. It turns out they catch him because he got all these people. I mean, it's not only us that see too many coincidences here. Also, New York Times and all of these professional investigative reporters are also working on this story. So don't expect that not to have another October surprise. Uncle Tim, please avoid saying his name and the name of his. Why? Why, Mr. Sudi? They don't listen. I only get about half of my videos monetized. So I'm not, if I want to say something, I just say it. All they're going to do is demonetize your video. It's always not fit for public consumption. But about half of them, and all the political ones so far, have been monetized. So we ain't got to live scared, Mr. Sudi. This is historical. We're in the last 29 days for this election. We got a right to talk about it. Don't let people convince you that your opinion don't mean shit. Don't ever let people convince you of that. It's your opinion. Just like everybody got one vote, everybody got one opinion. Right? So no, we ain't running scared. He talking about don't be afraid of Corona. And we ain't got to be afraid of his name. Or Corona. So what if they demonetize? These people got you guys tricked. These videos don't pay all that much money. It's not enough to be really sacrificing your beliefs. It ain't all that, honey. And only about half of them get monetized anyway. Can't be looking at that. 14 days in quarantine or not. He ain't going to stay in that goddamn. He is not going to stay at the White House and stay in that room 14 days. Was he going to have little strolls around the Rose Garden? For the fans. See, he sees his supporters as his fans from that show. I imagine a lot of them are fans from that show. They're fans of The Apprentice. They watched it for 15 years. The rest of them are just Republicans, so they just they're just voting Republican no matter what. They're the most disappointing of all of them. Yes, right. He questioned everything everybody else did. He questioned everything that Obama did, even with his own citizenship. Called his mama a lie. Show me your papers. Is that a bitch? Show me your papers. If we're all equal, can't you show me your papers? Has Trump come up here and showing his birth certificate? Oh, no, I don't got to. Why don't you have to? He was an American citizen and you were an American citizen. You couldn't even show us your tax returns. But until the New York Times had to get in that ass. Okay, Mr. Sudi, you really like what are you afraid of, Mr. Sudi? Just calling 45? I like to call a devil a devil. With my potty mouth, usually I don't, most of them don't get monetized. If half of them get monetized, you're doing good, in my opinion. I haven't had that experience, Mr. Sudi. So we want to call Trump Trump. He got 10 doctors. All of them standing. Only one of them talks. Why they get the hell of other ones even standing there? They all look like a girl. Here we go now. Props. Everything got to be a prop, a scene, a set. He was the producer of The Apprentice too. So he's directing and producing shows. He got all these doctors standing out there. Only one of them talks. And the one that talks, I think he's doing damage to his career. Trump don't care about his carnage. Trump do not care about his carnage. A doctor going up there lying for him is not going to vote well for him in his future. I ain't saying the man going to lose his job, but right now his job is Trump. Right? His hydroxychloroquine didn't work then. Remember that? Take the hydroxy. You should have had get an IV. So you in the bed with all your robes like we all wear, you know, when you go to the hospital, and then have some Clorox, and then have it running into your vein. Then we'll believe, Trump, that you mean what you're saying. Look at me, it's not bothering me. Be free. That's what he said in his tweets. They shouldn't even let him have a tweet. How you gonna run a president with tweets? Sentences. Other presidents have written long papers and long works and books. They have 4 and 5 books they done wrote. Barack Obama was a law professor. What did Trump come up with? 2-sentence tweets. He damn near ran the whole presidency that way. That's an insult. When Obama got in there, he gave up his BlackBerry. They should have made Trump give up his Twitter. No, we don't want to have a government run by tweets, Trump. The whole White House has corona. They all coming forward now. Why? They ain't been coming forward. Yeah, that little skinny girl, Kelly. Their names are very similar. Kellyanne Conway, and the other one is Kelly. I just said it a minute ago. Whatever. His spokesperson. Now she got it. So why ain't all the rest of them got it? Why y'all showing us the Rose Garden with these 6 or 7 people on the front rows having corona? What happened to all the rest of them? They ain't had no mask on either. Can we get the real numbers, please? Clorox. That was one of the dumbest things. He must that poor lady, that doctor who was sitting behind him. He turned to get confirmation from her. Oh my God! At that woman, I bet if she could fail through that stage right that moment, honey. He wants to put infrared lights. I guess puts that down your lungs or something. Burn your goddamn heart out. Stupid. It was a stupid statement, Trump, because you're stupid. How you gonna come to a goddamn how you gonna come to a press conference and you're not even prepared? You couldn't have been prepared with a statement like that, all off the top of your head. You over here trying to run for president, and all the doctors are sitting down, just nodding their heads, trying not to, trying to be professionals, at the same time listening to you. Every time they tell the truth, they disappear. Straight into the cornfield. How you doing, Nathan? I don't know who we think he's going to impress, though. Democrats ain't turning back there. The people who are undecided. I don't know how many of them there are swing votes, but they said every poll was showing Trump behind it, and every poll. So we had to expect something dramatic. Waiting till the side effects hit him. We can't trust anything. If he wants to have side effects, he just come out there looking sick. I'm having a hard time. You couldn't believe it? Everything's a stunt. He on quarantines now. He's in the White House. Why can't he keep his ass right there where he's at? What's a couple of days, Trump? Whole world talking and having sympathy for Trump and last for the goddamn last. He just stole a week from us. You think he would really do that if he could avoid it? If he had mild symptoms and he's been able to come and give these statements in the hospital, he's been able to put a suit on, put a white shirt on, and come and get these things from the hospital room, right? Don't you believe that he would do the same thing if he only had a mild case of coronavirus? Don't you think he would try to hide it if he was 30 days from the election? Why all of this transparency all of a sudden? From everybody. Everybody, well, I got it too. I got it too. Something dramatic. I'm waiting to see what the spin is. I'm trying to see how does this work in to his benefit. That's what I want to see. Unless it brings more of his people up. Miss Tracy. Hi, Miss Tracy. Oh, you speak to Emma, but you don't speak to me. Okay. All right. I'll accept the abuse, Miss Tracy. Y'all people be aware of Miss Heidi Fly. She's throwing everything but the kitchen sink. I think Josh just told her that, listen here, the bill's coming up short. You need to make more money. Because all of a sudden, she just throwing everybody up under the bus, running about but some stuff she don't know, making up stories. I gave her 3 videos, but that's about it, because I'm not going to put her back on the map. But watch out for Miss Heidi Fly Monster. And if she knows anything about you, don't trust her. Because she's going to take a little bit of a grain of truth, and then she's going to throw a whole lot of gasoline on it and make a great big old fire out of nothing. She's another spin artist, spin doctor. Oh, you did? Okay, Tracy, thank you. Nice to see you, honey. Nice to see everybody. So you guys getting your votes now? I got mine today. As soon as I get through with this, I'm going to go and vote. I can't wait. I'm almost excited to vote him out as I was to vote Obama in. All right, you guys, I've run my mouth enough. Maybe we'll come back later. You guys have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Don't listen to Trump. He told you don't worry about Corona. Oh, don't worry about Corona. My administration, the Trump administration, has come up with a great development. You fought against them every turn, Trump. How now is it that the scientists are your scientists, and the cure is your cure? I told you guys that a month ago, 2 months ago. He's gonna come up with something at the last minute and say that he didn't cure Corona. Dumbass man. That's an ass. That is an asshole. That is a real life asshole. Yep, that's what she is, Tracy. That is what she is. Fill out the entire ballot. Okay, Gamage Carter. Yeah, I'm gonna fill it out. They give you so much. I got about this much political pamphlets. And people spend a lot of money on those stuff because they're high quality papers, whatever they are. Who wants to look through all that shit? They give you a book. They give you all of these individual people sending you information. Then they give you their websites and all this kind of stuff. So we ain't gonna make that big a deal out of it. Basically, I vote Democrat, but there are a lot of local things that I'm interested in. So I got to vote. So you do the whole thing. But we are very clear about the presidency. I'm going to the polls. Well, you'll be standing there for a while, May. You're not risking the mail-in. But what is the mail, even when you go to the polls, the ballots still have to be handled by somebody, right? So you go to the mailbox and put it in the mail, and then the postal workers handle your ballots, right? But even when you go to the polls, you don't just drop it into a slot into nowhere. Somebody has to collect the polls. Somebody has to count those individually. They have to count them just like the post office have to count them. So I don't think it's a guaranteed thing because you go to the polls. Because Trump could have some of his henchmen just throw the whole goddamn thing in the garbage. Then he's going to claim the Democrats did it. Expect anything, people. Everything is suspect in the last month. I don't see a scandalous bone in Biden's body. So I think we can trust him. That's always been the issue because we already knew that Trump is going to cheat. So Biden got to play an honest game against somebody who's going to cheat. So he has to be stomped out, slaughtered. No, I don't mean kill him. I'm just saying he has to be beat by huge numbers, or he's going to try to contest everything and keep his ass in there away from the police as long as he can. However, they say you can only have one president at a time. That means on January the 20th, one person stops being president. It doesn't matter if he's sitting in the Oval Office. It doesn't matter if he's in Air Force One. At some point, he is no longer the president. Biden is the president. So it doesn't matter what Trump says, what he complains about, all the shit he said, all his plans, he's going to cause riots and all that kind of stuff. He'll be doing that as a private citizen. We only have one president at a time. They don't overlap. They get scanned in San Francisco right there. Well, okay, well, he'll be voting locally and nationally at the same time. Now, what does that mean, John? Millionaire. John Millionaire says, Timothy Blaine, I'm your biggest fan. Every time you talk, I fall asleep. Laugh and love your content. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, John Millionaire. Millionaire. That's my problem with my favorite books. I don't even try to read them no more. Because every time I try to read a good book, I fall asleep. So you can't read books when you're laying down all cuddled up, go to sleep. Because all you do is fall asleep. I get 1 or 2 pages. So that's not an insult, John. I feel you. James Carter, you like to drop yours off at the polling station? I don't see how that makes much difference, to tell you the truth. People get their Social Security check every month from post office. Don't seem to be no problem. Y'all, if they get their life and death medication through the mail, I don't know what the problem is. We caught that fool who Trump put in charge of the post office. See, he knows he was a horrible president, so he was already planning to cheat, probably going in. And even him getting in is still suspect because we never did figure out what the hell went on with Russia. Never did figure it out. All that damn time they spent on it, we didn't get any real answers. They should have been checking finance. They should have went right for the money, right for blood. And now we find out by just simply seeing his tax returns, yes, there are issues with the money. Sing happy birthday, Stable Winners. Who are you going to sing happy birthday? Okay, that was to our friend up there, Millionaire. I don't even know how to sing it. Okay. Well, he's a guy, right? I can sing. I'm going to do my Marilyn Monroe impression. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you. I hope you're gay. I don't know. I don't need no problem, bro. I wouldn't wish no damn Donald Trump, Mr. President. Y'all think Hope Hicks was something was going on there? They act like they fired her at one point, and then I didn't know she stunk back in there. But she's one of the closest people to him. She's a looker too. I don't know. I don't know how Trump going back to being a virgin because he became president. What is the nasty angle? I don't think you're getting it from his wife. I just said goodbye. Now here I am running my mouth more. Okay, people. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh, sing a song. Seems we just got started, and before we know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Good night, everybody.